Hello everyone, I am B. Swati, registered as 519 from 2nd CSCA. As a part of WT course activity, my project is about calendar. I have used servlets and MySQL to connect to the database. Let me share my screen and show how my code looks like. And I have created a folder named CA2. And inside CA2, I am having WebINF folder and some HTML files. And inside WebINF folder, I am having classes folder, lib folder, and web.xml. And inside lib folder, I'm having MySQL connector. It is .jar file. And inside the classes folder, I'm having .java file and .class file of the particular Java file. Let me start my MySQL. I am opening MySQL command line client. I am entering the password. Now I am changing the database. My database is changed. And I have created a folder named events table. And let me see what my table contains. So in my folder, already I have generated some events and their birthdays and some meeting and exams on particular dates. And let's get into the code. Firstly, HTML file. And in the HTML file, I have included the meta tags and some link tags. And in the script tag, I have written the function for the calendar. And in the script tag, I have written a function which contains window.location.href. Then it directs the page to add event.html. So when we click on the add event.html, it will generate to the next page. In add event.html, I have used meta tags, and in the body, I have taken a div tag and name and kept the heading as add event. And I have created a form with method post and action /add event servlet. And inside it, I have labeled two, which are title and date. And both of them are text tags. And I have created a button add event. This is my add event.html file. And inside the WebINF folder, I am having web.xml file. So web.xml file contains servlet. It starts with a web app. And it follows with servlet mapping, and welcome file list. And in the first servlet tag, we'll have servlet name and servlet class. And we'll give the name of our servlet add event servlet. And in the servlet mapping, we'll give servlet name and URL pattern. In the action tag, I have performed the action as /add event servlet. So this is our URL pattern /add event servlet. And in the welcome file list, we after opening our application, index.html file should be opened. So it is written inside the welcome file tags. And we are closing the web app. And in the lib folder, we are having MySQL connector jar file. And in the classes folder, we are having Java file and .class file. So initially, I have included all the packages we require. We require IO package, SQL package, servlet, javax.servlet, and javax.servlet.http packages. And I have named the classes add event servlet. And it extends HTTP servlet. And as we have given the form method as post, here we are taking do post method, and it contains HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response. And this method is capable of throwing servlet exception and IO exception. So we have written them here. And I'm setting the content type as text HTML. And I'm setting the print writer out as response.getWriter. And here I'm taking two string parameters where we'll get out input from add event.html file. There in the input tags, we have given the name as event date and event. So those data will be stored here. And these are the credentials which are required for the database. So string URL, JDBC is a protocol. MySQL is the database required. Localhost is the IP address, and 3306 is the port number of our application. And UserDB is the database, and I'm setting the useSSL to false. And my username is root, and the password is Swati. And I'm creating connection and prepaid statement and setting them to null. Now I'm creating the connection for driver. So I'm writing class.forName and insert that URL com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Now I'm opening the connection. To get the connection, I'm using getConnection method, which is present inside the driver manager class. And it requires three parameters: URL, user, and password. So the values for this URL, user, and password are from here. And now we will execute the query. Initially, we will write the query to be performed. So this is our query: insert into events, event date, event, values are set to question mark. Here question mark means values will be same as the values which are given by the user. And now these statements will be updated. And by using setString method, I'm setting the one as event date and two as event. And now I'm executing the command. After the command is executed, data updated will be printed inside the Tomcat. And after updating, our page will be redirected to index.html. And after this, connection will be closed. And if any exceptions are raised, it will be catched here. This is our add event servlet.java file. To deploy our application, we have to paste our file in the webs folder inside Tomcat. It is present inside this PC, C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat, and web apps. We have to paste our folder here. And to run our application, we have to start up the Tomcat, which is present inside bin folder. So my Tomcat is started. To run our Tomcat, we have to write the command localhost :port name. So this means our Tomcat is running successfully. And to deploy our application, we have to write our folder name. So this is how my output looks like. And when we click anywhere on the calendar, it will be redirected to add event.html file. And here we can add the title and date. So I'm adding title as mid exams and date as 17th. And when we click on add event, this add event will be added successfully to the database. And in the Tomcat server, we can see data updated statement. This means our data is successfully updated into the database. To see this, again type select star from events. So here mid exams is added. Like that we can add any other events also. Was my birthday. I'm setting the date. And when we click add event, the Tomcat server will get data updated and it will be added in the table also. So these two rows are added. So this is how my output looks like.